Bumblebee, 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 bumblebee.
Really?
Yes.
That's how it is then.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're meant to come back with aphids, 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 aphids.
I don't think that really follows on from Bumblebee.
Doesn't it?
If
what
I'm
have you got
honest.
then?
Well, ladybugs would
Yeah, okay.
go with aphids, but bumblebees, no.
Oh,
no, it's
okay. So it like the Venn diagram, the bumblebee is separate from the aphids and the ladybugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I was to sing aphids, you'd sing ladybugs. But if I was to sing
Oh,
bumblebees...
No. Let's be clear. I'm not doing any singing at this juncture.
Aren't you?
I'm just saying that aphids is not the correct response to bumblebees.
Right. Whereas ladybugs is the correct response to aphids.
Yes, usually.
Right. But
yeah.
we still don't have the correct response to bumblebees.
No.
Oh, okay. I think I've got levels.
Yeah?
So we shall begin.
Great. So glad we're beginning. That's so very pleasing to me.
Hey, turnabout's fair play. This is how I felt for the last 9 Fast and Furious. That being said,
Yeah.
I just realised, it being your turn, you could be conjuring up that series of movies that, whatever it is, who knows? We'll find out later. Let's get started, shall we?
Might be putting off that decision another couple of weeks.
Okay.
But, we'll get to that later.
We will.
Yeah.
Because we need to do this first.
Yeah.
Colin had a problem and a microphone to spare. Thomas took it up and so the podcast went to air. For weeks and months they trolled through every single DVD. They've unwrapped all the ones they can and now they're cellulose free. Now they're cellulose free.
Hello, dear listener, and welcome to Cellulose Free. My name is Colin, and with me as always is my fellow film watcher, compadre and son, Thomas.
Hi, hello.
Do I feel happy?
I don't know, do you?
We shall find out. What have you been up to?
The Paralympics continued and then concluded. I watched some wheelchair curling and the gold medal match was...
I just had some really bad visions.
Yeah.
Of a wheelchair on its side being sent down the ice on its side with...
No, the same handled stones.
Right.
You can't sweep and you're sending them on their way with a stick with a swivelly thing on the end.
Uh-huh.
So it's a little more difficult to actually get what you want out of the stone.
Yeah. So no sweeping.
Yeah, gold medal match was good. Came right down to the last of it. And I watched the para ice hockey, and the US won that against Canada, meaning they now have all 3 Olympic and Paralympic gold medals. Which...
Yes. Are you visualising them sitting in the White House eating cold fries?
But Venezuela beat the US in the World Baseball Classic, so that's good news.
The Winter Paralympic Baseball?
No. No, the unrelated World Baseball Classic.
Hey, hang on. Let me get this entirely clear. We have a world championship that actually involves other countries.
Yes, this is the official Baseball World Championship.
Wow.
As opposed to the World Series.
And Venezuela won.
Venezuela won.
Good on Venezuela.
Yeah, as opposed to the US, the only team in the 20-team tournament that didn't seem to know how to have fun. And were spruiking the US military the whole time.
Was what, sorry?
And were big-upping the US military all the way through.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Turns out, there's a lot of conservative men in US sports for some reason.
Man, can't understand that.
No.
Look, dear listeners, I think if you've been listening to us for a while, yes, we do have a political slant. And for those of you who are hoorahing right at the moment for things going on in the world, get over yourselves.
Yeah.
And stop it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Back with the
if that's enough to make you stop listening, fine.
Great.
Bye. Don't let the door hit you
Sod
on the way
off.
out. Yeah. Oh, he said soddegan. Soddegan.
Back with the Paralympics.
Okay, we're back at the Paralympics.
Last week, I said that, everything was available to stream on 9 Now. What I neglected to mention, what I should have brought up at the time, is that on the actual 9 main channel, all you would actually receive was an hour, maybe an hour and a half of highlights in the afternoon. Nothing live on the main channel. Nothing live on any of the multi-channels, which were, I believe, just showing reruns and films, as they tend to do.
I don't... it's sad. So you got highlights. It wasn't even every single sport that had been recorded all sped up to cram it into an hour and a half.
No.
Right.
No.
It was
if you
highlights.
wanted to see anything in full, you needed to go to 9 Now, where I think most of the replays actually stayed up, which is interesting. Or you needed to go to Stan and pay a minimum of $32.
So just to be clear, 9 Now is
They're on-demand
streaming.
Yes.
Right. Which is free.
Yes.
But
Ad-supported.
Ad-supported, yeah.
But,
so I guess at least that was there.
yeah.
But it wasn't live.
Oh, it was live on 9 Now. There was just nothing live on any free-to-air channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
On actual television.
On actual
there
television.
was no live content at all.
All right. Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
I guess at least back in my day, when I were a lad, we had 3 channels.
Yeah.
There wasn't an option at all to watch it, paying or otherwise. But at least this is technically free to watch.
Yeah.
And available to anyone who's got internet access. So,
and knows how to find the live streams, which of course are not particularly well advertised.
no. Well, believe it or not, that actually fills me with a modicum of hope.
Yeah.
In that if you were wanting to watch it live, well, certain sport, I'm presuming that there was still...
Just the Paralympics.
Yeah.
For the Olympics, it was still stuck on using one channel of 9's 3 or 4 channels at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens or doesn't happen in 2 years.
Indeed. Where is it, this?
Oh, Los Angeles.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Indeed.
In an election year.
See what... Interesting. Strange days indeed. Most peculiar, mama.
So yeah, didn't really get anything else done this week.
Right.
Sort of thought about getting things done.
Uh-huh.
And then I didn't. So that's a shame. I hear you have made some personal sacrifices.
Unintentional personal sacrifices. Yeah, which is why I'm running on pure, let's be happy about this adrenaline at the moment. So if it comes off as being insincere, that's the way it is. Which I guess the flip side of that is why I attempted to boot people from our podcast just moments ago. I'm real Jekyll and Hyde at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so we mentioned last week that I had some tests done and some scans done and what have you. Well, I went to the GP on Monday, my general practitioner, my doctor.
Yeah.
And she gave me the news that things are looking all right. There are a couple of surprises and things we can do, and how about we put you on this medication? And she went through all the possible side effects of this medication and made sure that none of the medications I was already on would cause clashes, contraindications and what have you. And so, okay, we'll give it a go. And so off I went and filled my prescription. And yesterday afternoon I popped one of the pills and didn't feel anything in particular strange. You know, it can cause wooziness and dizziness and lightheadedness, things like that. And then last night, early this morning, I went down the rabbit hole of checking the copious information summary slip that all of these drug producers are meant to provide that warn you of absolutely everything that could go wrong, which I don't normally do. I usually get Wendy to read that so that I don't,
catastrophize.
Yeah. Oh, is that just a cramp in my toe, or is my toe falling off? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're sort of flicking through that, and she said, "Yeah, I'd been warned about that. I'd been warned about that." And then, by the way, if you're taking this medication, you should not donate blood or plasma products because it can cause all sorts of nasty effects to certain people who may receive those blood products. And I went, okay, look, am I wanting the benefits of this drug? Should I stop immediately? And then I read a little further and it said, even if you stop immediately, you've started now and you can't donate for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I was a bit gutted last night, this morning. Had a bit of a fitful night's sleep, and nights are not very good for my depressive mode switch. But yeah, it is what it is. There, I said the dreaded "it is what it is."
Yep.
I called up the blood bank and just double checked, because everywhere you read, they're a bit vague. They say you can't donate and leave it at that. But a lot of medications that I'm on, I can't donate blood for, but I can donate plasma. Mm-hmm. Well, this didn't make any separation. AI said, because I did a specific search for plasma, and AI it came up with a really, really clear quote, but didn't have any references that plasma is out as well. And then I did a little bit more searching, and it smelt very strongly that plasma is still out. But I rang the blood bank this morning, and they were most understanding and said, look, we wish you luck and we thank you for your donations, and if you find the medication doesn't work for you, then wait 6 months and we'd love to see you back.
Yeah.
Type of deal. So, it's interesting because plasma donation is, in some major ways, very much a mental health treatment for me. It's a routine, and with the neurospiciness, having a routine that, it's this week, it's a donation week, it's not a donation week, and all that kind of thing. And it's such a happy place to be, and a calm place, at least for me, which doesn't make a whole heap of sense to people who haven't donated and maybe are squirmish about needles and things like that. But no, it was a very important thing for me, and I felt selfish about the benefits I was getting out of it in a lot of ways. Hey, I'm doing this for me. But no, it is a very, very important service, and we live in a country where these donations are not paid for. Mm-hmm. So there's that added, I guess, drive to get people involved for what is an altruistic thing, ultimately, even though I certainly notice benefits for me. So that's really where I'm sitting at the moment. Mm-hmm. And it will be interesting when I speak to my GP next, and we'll probably discuss whether there are other options, which I suspect there aren't, other than not taking them. And that is an option.
Yeah.
It is more a tablet that treats symptoms rather than problems. So, do I live with symptoms? Who is to say? We'll find out. Isn't this gripping stuff?
Yeah. Anything happen earlier in the week?
I I can't. It's all a bit of a blur now.
Yeah.
Well, I say that in that.
Did anything happen to either of us specifically earlier in the week? I don't know.
No, well, Wendy and one of the other kids were away for most of it, and so that affected priorities as far as what I need to keep on top of. So, yeah, it's a bit of a blur.
Yeah.
It really is.
There was a list for the most important stuff.
That everyone else was desperately keeping on top of, and every time I veered away from the list, I got castigated.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure the meatballs went in the fridge at some point, and they did, so that was good.
Oh dear, all these people fretting.
Wow.
We were under control. Everything was fine.
And I'm so happy to know that. Once I know that, yes, sure, everything is fine.
And even when I threw new things into the mix that weren't on that list at all, people were paying attention to lists that I had conjured up to make those things happen. I'm under control. Leave me alone. Oh, dear. Anyway.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say on the matter.
Cool.
Cool. So you got nothing else?
Nope.
All right. We have a film to watch.
We do.
That you are extremely excited about.
Let me tell you about horror.
Uh-huh.
I can handle a horror movie if it's not too gory.
Yeah.
If it's too gory, then I get a little queasy, but not terribly so.
Yeah.
Horror games I cannot do.
No.
I cannot do a horror game because, jump scares in a horror movie, okay, I get jumped. That's fine.
Yeah.
But they're usually, somewhat well telegraphed and not my fault.
Yeah.
Jump scares in a horror game are usually my fault.
Or not. But
yes.
you do need to physically do something after that, usually.
Yeah.
Like run away or hack and slash. Or
I jump at mobs in Minecraft, and those are cubes. Those are cubes. Those are low-resolution cubes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't play horror games. I don't watch other people play horror games.
Yeah.
The film we're watching tonight is based on a horror game.
It is.
And not just a horror game, but one that is very happy to jump scare you at any particular moment. And always your fault when it happens.
Yes. Now, I confess that if none of the other kids in the house had not seen this more than once, to my surprise, and that it only has an M rating, if it had popped up to MA, no, it wouldn't have even been on the radar.
Yeah.
For much the same reasons. Yeah. But my curiosity has been piqued as to what has caused this to be attractive to people that I didn't think, from what little I knew of the genre, what was the appeal. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm trying to satisfy a curiosity. I must admit that I was far keener last week than I am this week.
Yeah, well, now you're minutes away from it happening.
Oh, no, but also headspace.
Yeah.
My headspace is weird at the moment too.
So Five Nights at Freddy's the game.
Mm-hmm.
Briefest explanation.
Yep.
You are a security guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria at night.
Yep.
When the animatronics, which are perfectly well behaved during the day, sort of roam the halls and are possibly haunted by the ghosts of children. And if they get into your office, they will jump scare you and, I think, tear you apart.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fun. And as a result of being jump scared and being torn apart, you get to do the day again. That's
good.
That's nice. All the while, you are dealing with a swiftly dwindling power supply, which is powering the things that keep the animatronics away.
Keep them away?
Yeah, keep them away from you.
Okay, so what's actually powering the animatronics? The spirits of these dead kids, possibly.
It's ghosts.
Right.
It's ghosts.
Good.
And there's a bunch of lore in all of these games that doesn't necessarily all sum up to something that makes sense, or sum up to something that's actually solvable.
Yeah.
But, you know, people find the lore, and they're very excited about the lore. And they make theories.
Yeah.
And they make videos about those theories, and some of those videos are very popular. Are any of them right? Probably not.
Good.
Because none of it actually matters.
No, it's not real, people.
You know, I think the third game discards the security guard job, and you're a kid in a bedroom. Also dealing with animatronics for some reason.
Good.
Possibly just hallucinations, hard to say. Doesn't matter.
I should point out that as a kid growing up, the closest that I got to such like animatronics, things coming alive type of thing, would have been the Autons in Doctor Who. We're talking John Pertwee era. And they gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
So, I'm expecting some heebie-jeebiness. But when I know that a certain child has actually gone and watched this more than once, I'm not feeling quite so trepidatious. Is that a word?
Sure.
Yeah, let's make that a word if it's not already.
So, the first game is not necessarily the first game chronologically. Mm-hmm. Doesn't really matter, because none of the lore actually adds up to anything that makes sense anyway.
Yeah.
And this film is based on that first game.
Okay.
For all that means.
Yeah. Not having played it, I'm not going to be able to judge whether it's faithful to that or not. And I don't really care.
It's called Five Nights at Freddy's,
Yeah.
of course, because you play it over the course of five nights of gameplay.
Yeah.
Or possibly 6 if you deliberately crank the difficulty up. Or 7 if you crank everything up to the highest possible values.
Good.
At which point you are on all night.
All right. Well, Thomas, could you read an official plot synopsis for the film that we will be watching on Netflix?
Stan or Paramount Plus?
We shall be watching on Stan?
Yeah.
Or Paramount Plus?
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Recently fired and desperate for work, a troubled young man named Mike agrees to take a position as a night security guard at an abandoned theme restaurant, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. But he soon discovers that nothing at Freddy's is what it seems.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's actually a seafood place.
Good. Animatronic lobsters.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. We're going to watch it and hopefully get through it all.
Yeah.
And then come back and talk about it. So we shall catch you on the flip a switch side.
Yep. Yeah. And
that
on
through you, didn't it?
On the other side of the switch is a light, and the light lets you see the animatronics before they come through the door.
And bite your head off.
Yep.
Good.
I think one of the animatronics is specifically scared by the lights. But of course it's controlled by the dwindling power supply, so you can't just leave them on.
Let's just watch this.
Yeah.
Okay. Your monk.
Yeah.
So, what did you think?
If there is something that horror is supposed to do, it's to scare you, to induce a thrill.
Yeah.
I am bored. I am not scared. I'm not thrilled. Sometimes amused, but mostly bored.
And what caused was it amusement that was intentional or just amused because...
I don't think it was intentional,
right.
No.
Because there was comedic elements sort of shoehorned in there, possibly because maybe the source material has it.
Not really.
No?
No.
Or not a nodding wink to the fans to...
Well, the three jump scares in the film are all to do with that balloon boy, and they're all played for comedy. That's all you've got?
I don't understand it.
No.
It was so tame to the extent that certainly in the last 20 years of Doctor Who, there's been many episodes that have been more jumpier and more tense and more hide behind the couch kind of stuff. This was just, oh boy. As you say, it didn't scare.
No.
Any time where you thought, oh, this is going to be icky, it wasn't, which I'm glad of, but it felt forced that it wasn't, if that makes sense. To the extent where, again, the Doctor Who reference, there was certainly, growing up, episodes that when they were played in Australia in a certain time slot, the censors actually cut bits out of, you know, you'd have someone lifting a knife and then it would cut to body on floor. That's how it felt in this. It was just...
This protagonist is wounded, but you don't get to see the wound. We're going to cover it with cloth.
Yes.
You never get to see the actual wound.
And any time you'd get a glimpse of what was supposedly blood, it was never blood-coloured.
No.
No,
it's all dark in a dark room.
I don't understand, Thomas. Unless it's that big, you have to be a fan to understand. But if you have to be a fan to understand, what is it with these fans? Because it was not a satisfying film.
No.
It was deeply flawed, deeply boring. The dialogue was just appalling.
Yeah.
What did I know? The taxi driver. Again, as if to placate the censors to make sure that it did not get an MA15+. Oh my goodness. When he looks in the... you know... up to that point, the few words that the taxi driver said was that, you know, he was streetwise and what have you. But you have what would have been a jump scare for him. There is absolutely no way that character would react with an "oh my goodness."
No. And they're swearing in the rest of the film.
Yeah.
It's not...
The only satisfying thing that I really got from that film was that somebody delivered the line, "I will catch you on the flip side." Hopefully.
And I guess he did.
I feel ripped off, Thomas. Mm-hmm. Because, especially with your conversations reminding me of your hesitations with horror and gore and violence. And I know that I'm not comfortable with that. But I thought we'd steeled ourselves for at least... and what I said before was, hey, look, these kids watched it twice and only got an M rating, so it can't be that bad. But...
It was bad, but not in the way we were considering.
No, my goodness. The few furry words or swear words, I don't even know if there was.
Some poop?
Yeah.
But nothing else?
If that had been stripped, it was almost Goosebumps level kiddie fare. Oh dear. Were we the wrong audience, Thomas?
Well, yes, given that, well, we've established we're not big on horror.
No.
But even if we were, there's nothing here. There's nothing here.
Okay, so obviously it must have been successful enough because it warranted, or they figured that it warranted a sequel. I have no interest in watching the sequel.
Yeah.
But did the sequel fare decently?
Okay, so, first of all, this film, the one that we watched, was made for $20 million.
And it shows.
And it made 10 times that.
Yeah.
The sequel was made for somewhere between $36 and $51 million, that's a wide range to be telling me, Wikipedia, but...
It is quite a wide range.
Sure.
I think there's some creative accounting going on there.
And made, a little under $250 million, which is less.
Yeah.
But still...
It certainly felt like a cheap film.
Yeah.
There was nothing that shouted, money is being thrown at this. No, money is not being thrown at the script. Money is not being thrown at the animatronics.
They had Jim Henson's Creature Shop do the animatronics.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I would have done better.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
That's perplexing. Well, that's where all the budget went then.
Yeah.
And yes. Is Josh a has-been? All of the actors were not doing A-grade acting in it. It always felt like all of them were either wondering, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Has it come to this? Or when do I get my money? Oh, Thomas. Meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
At least we could have been scared.
Yeah. I would have taken that, actually.
Yeah.
But you did nothing.
No.
You did nothing. And this is what you get for nothing.
Yeah. Oh. All right then. Do you have anything more at all to say on that?
No.
Dross. There, I said it. I said dross. It was dross.
It certainly had a drossy feeling to it, yeah.
All right then. I think we'll move on then.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry people.
The following segment has no title. Thank you.
Going slightly out of chronological order.
Right.
We will start with a backlog comment from Helen.
Hi, Helen.
On Secondhand Lions.
Right.
Which was posted after a comment that she did post on last week's episode. But, we'll get through the old things first.
Okay, then.
Secondhand Lions sounds like an interesting film, if only I can remember that I'd like to watch it sometime.
Oh, if only you had mechanisms such as, spreadsheets. I know someone who likes spreadsheets. There you go. Create a spreadsheet.
I've driven that road you mention in the show notes, the one that leaves Huonville and Mrs. Hobart, although it was 4 years ago.
It was.
There were no issues, as I recall. Did Colin come?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for some reason I thought we went the other way. I'm quite positive we went the other way, because we started at the... Was that the trip where there was the big monolith with the cow sitting next to it? I think it was.
I can't help you there.
No. Anyway. it's still more gripping and exciting than the movie we just watched. All right.
Helen, if you listen to this episode... Do write in.
Yes.
I'm curious about what watch you ended up with.
One that goes on my wrist.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a...
Cheap Chinese thing.
Cheap Chinese... sorry, I say cheap Chinese. It was $60.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, a whole $20 more than my watch
but
was.
That's because it's got a GPS chip in it.
Yeah.
I have tested, and it is very impressively accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I downloaded tracks and can see where I have crossed roads.
Yep.
So the width of a road, it's certainly showing that. So, yeah, very happy. And battery life seems to be good. The only hang-up I have is I'm still deciding what watch face I
Yep.
I can work with, because there's a certain level of information that I want to see at a glance without having to touch anything.
And the software in that respect, I suspect you have slightly more options than I do, but it is limited.
There's supposedly about 200 faces, but probably about half of those are cheesy pictures with a digital clock on on top of it.
No specific customization. You get what's on the watch face.
Yeah.
And that's...
Yeah. And I guess I've been spoilt from the same brand. My previous
bands.
Yeah. For some reason, there was a big underground making of faces for that and having software to add faces. But they appear to have locked all of that down now. So there's not that available. But yeah, I've got a couple of faces that I'm quite happy with.
Helen concludes, I don't think I would have managed to guess the file name for Secondhand Lions, even with the hint. Progressing to last week's episode on Cowboys and Aliens, Entuos Feratu.
Hi, Entuos Feratu.
What Colin said, Gladiator 2, The Martian. What I heard, Cowboys and Aliens sequel, Gladiator 2, The Martian.
I think it's got potential.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got this big arena and these aliens are wanting to scoop up lots of humans. Where better to do that than a big arena of people?
For Colin's curiosity, I'm in Washington State.
Oh, now, are we going to share this with people?
It's on a public Discord.
Oh, okay, then.
Yeah.
Right.
The way the currents flow, the water in the Pacific doesn't get to what I would consider swimmable without a wetsuit until San Diego. Sea temps here range from about 45 Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius in the winter, to a positively tropical 60 Fahrenheit, 15 Celsius in the summer. Yeah. All of Washington State is further north than any of Tasmania is south.
Yes, and that being said, it is the state that I have spent the most time in.
Yeah. Not doing what you wanted to be doing at the time, but...
Look, I really, really loved Washington State, what I saw of it, and I think a lot of that had to do with it felt home adjacent. Completely alien trees, and Mount Rainier in the distance does throw you a bit. But yeah, I really, really love that spot. And yeah, those temps are bearable. Yeah, I can live with that.
Sadly, no moose until partway through British Columbia, or farther east at my latitude. We do get plenty of wapiti though, elk, big old deer.
Yeah.
Kind of glad. Moose are so much bigger than you think and can be really dangerous.
They are just stonkers of animals. People go on about how scary the animals are in Australia.
Yeah.
But a moose.
Yeah.
Good grief. That is just... Yeah. But, and bears. And cougars and...
Our animals, I mean, other than kangaroos, I guess, and emus, aren't big.
No.
They're not big in that way.
No, it's just... I guess it's the freshwater crocodiles.
Yeah.
And the saltwater crocodiles that people freak out about.
Just don't go to Queensland.
And our snakes. But the US has snakes.
Don't go in the bush.
They have spiders too. Anyway. But moose.
Yeah.
I would just freak out and probably lose all control of bodily functions if I was confronted by a moose. Monster of an animal.
Good luck with Freddy next week. Less horrifying if you find a good podcast or article on the history of Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza. It's pretty fascinating. I suspect there are actually more horrors to be found in the history of those companies than we found in the film we watched.
In fact, I... probably about half an hour before I read this comment, YouTube threw me a video of someone discussing about Kermit the Frog's voice. Mm-hmm. And, there's been all this hoorah about new person being the puppeteer of Kermit.
Nobody's ever been as good as Jim Henson, but then none of them are Jim Henson, so...
Yeah, and it was quite a good, somewhat long discussion on it, and I thought, I wonder what else this guy has gone on about. And he had a whole video on Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza, animatronics, and I watched that about half an hour before I read this comment, so what a concept.
Yeah.
I knew of the name Chuck E. Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I knew Showbiz Pizza, but I also knew that Chuck E. Cheese did have animatronics, but I had no idea of the scale of it. And this particular documentary focused on this one character that was redressed a number of times. I'll put the link in the show notes if you're particularly interested, but... What a freakish concept, and it certainly helped having watched that before watching this, which is why I shared it with Thomas before I... Oh, that's right, I forgot to hit send, didn't I?
Oh, well, probably wouldn't have watched it anyway, would
exactly.
I? Yeah. Back with Helen, on Facebook, on last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
The battery point numbers trail sounds interesting. More so perhaps than the movie. Although I thank you for the suggestion that it's tolerable as background entertainment, should it happen to be on when I can tolerate such things.
Yeah.
I knew about the Errol Flynn number at the end of Maryville Esplanade, but hadn't realised there were others. The Errol Flynn one is at the end of the trail, and has instructions that send you back the other way.
Yeah.
Of course, none of the other numbers along the trail have instructions sending you in the opposite direction.
So you have to start at the beginning.
You basically have to start at the beginning to get the full instructions. There's sort of signs pointing the way along the route.
Right.
But they're just contextless numbers.
It sounds like a concept that was planned by committee, and the artists got really into it, and then, right, here's our artworks, you go and display them, and we can do that.
Next week, I will see whether or not I can be entertained by a podcast about a movie I know in advance I wouldn't watch.
Please don't.
Please,
bother.
It's not worth it.
No.
Your strike rate in the past has been pretty good, to be fair. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. But
again,
it surprises me why it's not worth a watch.
Yeah.
It's got actually very little to do with tastes in movie genres.
It's just taste in movies.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We've got some guesses.
Yes. With a comment from E of Pie.
Hi, E of Pie.
That will take us up to the guesses. In chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
Entwasferatu says, for this week, I don't know, Allens?
That's
Quibby Ounds.
Quibby Ounds. CWBYALNS.
QB Ounds.
Quibby Ounds.
Yeah. A of Pie goes for QB's Nln. That's CWBYSNLN.
Sort of shoehorning an and in there by using the letter N.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Helen also goes for QB Ounds, as Entwasferatu did.
Mm-hmm. Out of curiosity, which will give everything away,
yeah.
What would have been your choice?
My choice would have been QB Noun. That's CWBYN. Got to get the and in there. ALN. E of Pie is, I guess, technically closer in one way.
Yes.
Entwasferatu and Helen are close in a different way.
Yeah.
You are all wrong, though.
Yes.
It's QB's Aun.
Yeah.
CWBYSALN.
Yeah, I got the plural of the Cowboys, as did E of Pie.
Yeah.
But I didn't try to get the and in
or to pluralize aliens.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it would have been just an absolute roll of the dice to have got what I got, and none of you did. Sorry. So, we'll stockpile the arbitrary points for next week or something. Please, if you want to have a guess at what this week's schmozzles was, I'm showing Thomas now. And remember some rules, because there are rules involved.
Yeah. You're going to need all of the characters.
Yes.
Yes, all 8 of the characters. And I'm not going to say any more than that, but I will say that knowing the common abbreviation for Five Nights at Freddy's will not help you in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, see, anyone who guesses that will have the benefit of knowing the traditional abbreviation that I still get caught out when someone says it until I realise what they're referring to.
Yeah.
So it's unlikely
I
went that way.
In fact, I did just explicitly tell you, don't bother.
Thomas did explicitly say that.
But if you want to guess any other file name...
Does that mean that we have to put an explicit warning at the beginning of the show?
No.
Thomas gets explicit. Right, okay. Movie suggestions. Comments on this dross.
Or the dross we watched.
Yes, please. Check the show notes for where to make such comments.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. I think we'll move on.
Yeah.
Pick a film for next week so we can go to bed.
And it's your turn.
And I have not actually determined a franchise to spend half of my slots on yet. I have rejected one, and it is... We are going to watch a film from that franchise that I have rejected.
Are we going to watch that next week?
Yes, that will be next week's film.
Okay, so we are watching a film from a franchise.
From a franchise.
But we're not watching the full franchise.
No.
Is it something I have watched before?
I suspect very strongly that you have watched this before.
Right. Is it even on the shelf?
It would be on the shelf.
Okay.
We wouldn't need it.
Right, because it is streaming somewhere.
It is streaming somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. This franchise, it's sort of a sci-fi franchise.
Okay,
Sort of.
of.
And it has crossed over with another sort of sci-fi franchise in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you thinking at the moment?
I don't know. I suddenly got Predators and Aliens there.
That is the crossover, yes.
Right. Oh, okay. Have you seen the film?
I haven't seen the film in
would
question.
this be, then, Predator?
This would be the 1987 Predator.
Wow.
Which I almost considered making my next franchise. And then I decided against it.
I'm so glad that you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I looked at the array of films and I'm like, sort of gets weird in the middle.
Yeah.
It's sort of a resurgence in recent years, but no, I think we will stick with the one film that one would be expected to experience.
Yeah. The original and the best, or something. Next week, we shall be getting to the chopper and watching Predator. Thomas, would you please give our dear listener a plot synopsis? But before we do, what do you mean sort of sci-fi? We're talking two alien creatures there.
Well, Google, you pick it up. You look at the card at the top of the Google search. It's like action/horror.
This coming from the guy who said, I'm not really into horror.
Well,
I should warn you, there is some gore in this film.
Yeah, I expect there is.
Yeah.
But
There's probably
It's a
some
film
jump
I should
scares
watch.
too.
It's a film that I should watch at some point.
Well,
and so,
I certainly watched it when I was younger than you.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, now I'm older than you were when you watched it, so...
funny that.
Yeah.
All right, please tell our dear listener what it might be about.
Dutch and his team are out on a mission to rescue a group of hostages in Central America. So far, so normal. There, they discover that they are being targeted by an extraterrestrial warrior.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's what Google has to say about it.
Look, I think that's satisfying enough. Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks
Oh, yeah?
of my childhood self watching this film and being both mortified because I was watching it under circumstances that my mother would not have approved of. So mortified, horrified, and quietly thrilled. So
Well, look,
it'll be interesting to see whether it holds up.
if I can make myself rewatch and be surprisingly bored by the black hole, then I think Predator will be fine.
Okay. Next week, we're going to be watching Predator. We hope that you can join us, but until then, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
You have been listening to Cellulose Free. Your hosts were Colin, who produces and edits the show, and Thomas, who makes the artwork and music. Cellulose Free is recorded in the Deranged Cat Studios in scenic Tasmania, Australia. We keep track of our extensive physical media collection through My Movies, which we highly recommend. You can find links to that, as well as other places you can find us, in the show notes. Cellulose Free is a Hi Hello production.
I think we'll move on.
Yeah. And I have... No, sorry.
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
Go on. I apologise.
Yes.
Go on.
Okay.
We don't need to belabor this point.
We don't. And it's your turn.